What's going on, everybody? Today I wanted to make a video real quick about the weapon progression you would experience playing a Paladin in the hardcore setting. Now, let me put a real quick disclaimer. This is what happened to my journey to level 60 and what weapons I used, etc. But I'll also list the options you have available in case you're completely unlucky like myself with dungeon runs, because I didn't get a single weapon upgrade from dungeons until I got my final weapon. Anyhow, you start off with a Paladin. I assume you play human because that's the superior choice, of course, but if you pick a dwarf, that's also fine. You can get the same item as a dwarf as well. Now, when you reach level 4 and you go to your first town, there should be a weaponsmith available. This one is for the humans. You can go ahead and buy the wooden mallet. It's a nice 5.0 DPS. You can equip it at level 4. It doesn't really cost that much, and it will make your upcoming levels quite simple, like all the way until you can get the first green weapon in your journey. If you want to spend the money, of course. Keep in mind, if he is a paladin, you really don't have much to spend your money on. You can skip some spells if you feel like it. Not all of them are essential throughout your journey, but mostly the whole point is the weapon. The weapon is the most important part of your kit. Anything else is like secondary to a good weapon. And having an absolutely up-to-date weapon is key to make your experience less of a pain, because all you're going to do is auto attack. Anyway. Somebody's whispering me. Anywho, this is the first thing. So you can grab that, and going down, you level up all the way till level 10, maybe 11. Doesn't really matter. But once you reach the certain point of close to level 10, you can get your first green weapon upgrade, and that is from Dunmorrow. This thing is laggy a bit. I don't know why. Right here at the Amber Steel Ranch, there will be a quest. Now I'll show them here, the quests and the reward. You have to kill an elite Yeti. He's level 10. He has a nasty stun. He has about 660 health. And yeah, as a paladin, it could be a little bit tricky to do him. But at that point, you'll have your bubble. You'll also have lay on hands. So... And potions for certain, because some quests give you potions. So you should be quite alright. You can run down the cliff to the ranch where there's a huge fence. And if you get too overwhelmed by damage, you can just jump and just hop around the fence so the creature runs around you and whittle him down. Easily down to 0 health. Or you can pull him to the guards, which are like down the road. Just make sure you maintain the damage on him. You'll get the nice little hammer, which will keep you occupied until your next weapon upgrade. Now, with my paladin, during the leveling process, I managed to find a nice axe, two-handed axe, which gave me 3 strength and 3 stamina, which is just all you want. So I didn't really need to go to the following options, but if you're extremely unlucky with green drops and haven't found a decent weapon, these following 2 quests can aid you in that. Now, the first one is the Trog Slicer. It's from the quest Gathering the Idols. So basically it's located here in the Loch Modan. This area here in the Iron Band's excavation site is kind of dangerous. The Trogs there are between level 18 and 20. Maybe there's some 17s, but if you just mainly focus on the Geomancers, which are the easiest to kill, you shouldn't have a problem. You kill them enough, you gather the idols, return it to the guy here. He gives you the sword, and you're set for a while. You don't have to worry about it. The second option is similar in damage, and it actually gives superior stats in my opinion, because stamina as a stat is the best thing you can do in early game hardcore WoW. And that is from Westfall, the People's Militia quest chain. Now, we can have it here. This is the last part. Now, this I list this as the second option because to get to that point, you have to kill the pillagers, and they could be a little bit tricky if you're kind of new or have no clue how to handle them. But basically, if you just kite the pillagers around the line of sight, which is going behind obstacles to interrupt their cast, you'll be able to kill them without no problems. And then go to the final quest, which is to kill the bandits up here in this cliffside. You kill 25 bandits, you get a sword, you're set for a while. You don't have to worry about a weapon that much. Now, if you feel like that the weapons are not good enough, which in terms of DPS, they're just okay. They get the job done. I personally didn't use them because I found a weapon which was decent, and I chose not to do the following, which I'm going to list. Now, if you have money, and you should have money by level 16, 17, 18, 19 as a Paladin, especially level 19, which is the hugest upgrade, you can go for this guy, Antonio Pirelli. Now, this guy walks around the entire Elwyn Forest, walks around Westfall. He even goes through Duskwood, like through the entire path. He does this huge path. He even goes through, He even goes through Lakeshire. He goes like so, then he goes back through Elwyn. Like he goes through all the starting areas. It's very hard to miss. Well, it's very hard to find him sometimes, but if you find him, he's usually just stuck in a place because people constantly check his inventory. Now, here's a list of all the things he sells. And you can see the price tags. The best thing he offers is the following, which I can see him now in the clip. He has Executioner's Sword. This is the best weapon you can find for your early game Paladin. It gives 8 strain, has a beastly DPS, and also it's a slow weapon. As a two-handed class, you want slow weapons because soon enough, if you choose to do so, you will unlock your talent, which is Seal of Command. And that thing requires a slow weapon to do as maximum damage as possible. Now, there are cheaper options, of course, if you feel like to just, supplement your leveling process, like you hit level 13, you want to buy this. But honestly, the Trog Slicer and the people's, the sword from the People's Militia will keep you safe up until the point you can decide if you want to purchase the Executioner's Sword, or you can just wait it out until your massive upgrade, which is the following quest, Verigan's Fist. Now, I had a full video up on getting the materials for this. It's a huge upgrade. This hammer is just incredible. You can get it as early as level... Well, I got it at level 24. You can try to push it earlier. Doesn't really matter. You get the quest at level 20 from your Paladin class trainer, and you can start gathering the materials. Now, a little bit of the tricky part maybe, unless if you opt to buy the weapon here from old Antonio to make yourself powerful. The tricky part is the Westfall thing. The pre-quest in Westfall, which takes you all the way here, I believe. That's the first part, which forces you to fight 3 waves of ads. First one has like 3 ads, the second wave has 4, and then finally 5 ads. You have an NPC helping you, but she's not really that much of a help. But with bubbles, potions, and lay on hands, you should be a-okay, especially if you decide at level 19 to purchase the Executioner's Sword. Honestly, I would recommend purchasing it because it will make that quest very trivial. Now, I did it without bubble, which made me go there a bit later, but you can do it as early as level 20. That doesn't matter if you want to push it. If you want to go later, that's fine. I did it at level 24 because at that point, or maybe a bit earlier, but at that point I was trying to do the dungeons to get my quest materials, which after you do that pre-quest, you start to go to the dungeons. Now, you need to go to Dead Mines to get the lumber. You need to go to Shadowfang Keep to get the hammer. The third one is to go to this zone here. Loch Modan, the ogres. You need to get the ore. It's right here in front of this cave, down the slope, next to a tree. I have an entire clip of how I get those items, so that you can check that as well. And the final piece is to get a core gem, which of course is from in front of Black Fathom Depths. Well, inside Black Fathom Depths. Whoops, wrong zone. Give me Ashenvale. It's here. You go down into the temple, and at the very start of the entrance, there are caster nagas. You gotta kill the caster nagas. I believe it drops from the very first one, unless I just got extremely lucky. But you grab the gem, go purify it, and you got your hammer. And Verigan's Fist, as early as you can get it, you become extremely powerful, and it will keep you powerful all the way till level 40. 16 levels minimum. If you get it earlier, then you're an absolute gamer. But that thing will keep you safe and very well equipped for lots of levels. You will not be reliant on going to get any other weapon until level 40. Now, if you get extremely lucky, and let me just show it real quick. There's a weapon that's slightly better than Verigan's Fist, and I say that slightly because that's true. And that's called the Corpse Maker. You probably know it. It has slightly more DPS. It is slower, so does more damage, and it gives more combat stats in the form of 15 strength. Now, Verigan's Fist only gives you like survivability stats, which is spirit, stamina, intelligence. That's all fine and dandy. Corpse Maker gives you a little bit more stamina and a lot more combat stats. So in terms of superior weapons, this is the one. But like I said here, I'm just telling you what you can get if you're extremely unlucky like myself with dungeons. Now, after you reach or get close to level 40, your weapon is going to become, as time progresses, weaker. As you gain more levels, you become weaker against monsters because you don't have a better weapon. Now, what you can get at level 40 is another quest, which is the Bone Biter. There's only one pre-quest, which is to go to Desolus. Oops, that's Feralus. Go to Desolus, talk to the guy here, which will tell you go down to this part here. I believe it's down here. Yeah, that's where. And kill 30 skeletons. Now, fair warning to the skeletons, they have a pummel ability or a kick. So whenever you see them do the high kick or the roundhouse kick, you can cast heals. They do a little bit of damage, but be careful of them. There's also patrolling centaurs there, so watch out of that. But yes, you do that quest, you get the follow-up, and it just tells you go kill the bosses in Scarlet Monastery. Extremely easy if you find a group. And you get your Bone Biter weapon, which will keep you safe until level 50 plus. Now, I changed my weapon. I changed Bone Biter very late at around level 53-ish or 54. I don't remember. I have to review the footage. But anyway, Bone Biter will keep you safe there. And if you're extremely unlucky, like I've been saying, and you don't get any weapons, the final quest that will set you until level 60 is this one. The Light Forged Blade quest. All it requires you to do is go to your class trainer, pick up the quest, go to Western Plaguelands, at Chowan Point. You talk to our boy Ashlam Valorfist. He tells you to go then kill Scourge until you gather 20 Scourge Stones. Make sure you pick up from the Argent Dawn the trinket. Whoops. Here it is. Make sure you pick the Argent Dawn commission, otherwise you will not be able to get these items. These are only droppable if you have the trinket equipped. So you get 20 of them extremely fast to farm up, and then you go to Sunken Temple. You kill the troll mini-bosses around the ring before you drop down to the green dragons. You collect your feathers, and boom. You have the best weapon for your journey to reach level 60 if you haven't found anything else to help you along the way. Now, there are better weapons. I'm very aware. Throughout the leveling process, there are extremely better options. You can also get extremely lucky and get a purple two-handed weapon, then this video is not for you. But if you're like myself and you go to the dungeons and you get nothing that can help you along the path, these quests and weapon choices can help you to reach level 60 and become the ultimate paladin that you were meant to be. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope this was helpful and not too corny, and I'll catch you in the next one. So, see ya.